Aniruddha here. Today I'm going to work on one of the project that is nothing but what the banking application is. So we are going to develop a banking application in the Node.js. So I'm going to build this complete application in the Node.js. So in this video I would be focusing on developing the application in the CLI way. Command line interface would be there, like there would be choice. Enter 1 for creating the account, enter 2 for depositing the money, enter 3 for withdraw money, enter 4 for checking the balance, enter 5 for transferring the money, and enter 6 for exit. This kind of thing I have planned to build in this video. So this video will tell you, if you are a beginner, how do you work with this thing? Now consider that this requirement has been given to you by your manager, and these user stories are in front of you, and they ask you to build the CLI, command line interface, and the menu the way I told you, enter 1, enter 2, enter 3. How do you build it? That's what very important over here. As a developer, you need to think first. So if you want to build the menu first, there would be enter 1 for creating account, enter 2 for depositing money. So how do you do this thing? Right? Consider that you have a basic knowledge of Node.js, or consider that you don't have any knowledge about the Node.js. Then how do you work on this part? That is the question. Now if you want to develop something like this, you need to be very good at reading the things. Just a minute. You need to be very good at what? Reading the things. Okay. Now, as I said, this is what? A banking application. So my question is that how do you create first Node.js project? First you need to create what? Node.js project. And how do you create Node.js project? If you know, well and good. If you don't know, you need to Google it out. Now see, if you are knowing a JavaScript, good. If you are not knowing a JavaScript, then also good. So I am going to develop this application in that way only, that I am a complete beginner and I don't have any idea about all these things, but I need to develop this application. So requirement is that you need to develop this application, and you need to develop it in Node.js. So what is Node.js? So go to the Node.js website, and if you see something like, you will see something like this, a JavaScript runtime built on V8 JavaScript engine. Means it is something, a runtime, which means that this knows the JavaScript, which means that this has to be downloaded on your machine first. If it is downloaded on your machine, well and good. If not, just go over here and download it. Well, you may refer to my other video also. I have created video and mean and mernstack crash courses. In that I have explained the correct way of downloading the Node.js, and that is nothing but, you can say, NVM, one of the shell script we have, and this shell script gives you what you can say, a facility to download the Node.js. Go here and see, just type NVM and hit the enter. Something as, I already have installed the script, that's why it is showing like this. Now I can say NVM ls remote. Well, I am not covering execution of or installation of this NVM over here. But if you want me to cover this in the separate video, I can do that, no problem. But see, this is a correct way of installing the Node.js. But if you don't want to do that, just go over here, download from here, and that's it. Node.js would be on your machine. Solution is that download anyhow. But only one benefit you will get is that it's a node version manager. Means what? Multiple versions of the node you can install by means of this NVM. Multiple versions of the node you can install by means of this NVM, right? Another thing, this is useful for Macintosh, Mac systems and Ubuntu. Well, for Windows also it is there. Another extension is there, and they use that extension for Windows. Well, you can also see this one. You just open it, and this extension is used. I think this is not. Well, NVM is a version manager for Node.js designed to be installed per user and invoked per shell. NVM works on any POSIX, in the particular on these platforms Unix, Mac OS and Windows WSL. But if you want to do it on the Windows, just go to the Google and say NVM Windows. That is also available. See, I am working, I'm just telling you my extra knowledge, right? But as a developer, this is in front of you, and you need to, manager has asked, develop this application in the Node.js, and you need to build the CLI, command line system. Then your thinking process, okay, it's a Node.js, so you'll go to the Node.js website, then you will find how to download the Node.js. Then once you research on how to download the Node.js, you will get that there is something called as nvm-sh. If you are using Linux or Mac, this will helpful to you. If you are using Windows, this will helpful to you. So intention is that you should think, if it is a Node.js, first Node.js needs to be downloaded. Okay. So these are two variants of downloading the Node.js. Just download from here, or go here and install the shell script on the Linux or the Mac, or install this bash script on Windows, and that's it. This will install the node on your machine. Okay. So I talked about what you can say installing the node on your machine. Now second part about this installation or about this project is it's a Node.js, which means that the JavaScript. You should be capable of dealing with the JavaScript. I'm not saying you should be knowing, but you should be capable of dealing with the JavaScript. And first you need to develop the CLI. And how you will develop the CLI, that is a very important question. So if you want to develop the CLI, what things comes in your mind? Means there would be UI, not UI actually, but CLI would be there. CLI would be saying welcome to the banking system. Then you need to see over there, enter you can say 1 for creating the account, enter 2. How do you take the user inputs? All these things you need to think. So before developing the code, don't just jump on the code editor, jump on the keyboard and the code editor and don't start typing the code. First think what things you know, what things you don't know about this, what things you know what things you don't know about this thing. First think in your mind, then move ahead with required things, like what I would be needing. Well, I know these 4 things, like I know how to take the input from the user, then I know how to format the output, then I know how to exit the node application via code. So other things, what I don't know, how to make a database connectivity, how to make the transactions, I don't know all these things. So before developing these applications, you need to have a clarity what you know and what you don't know. Once you have that clarity, it would be really helpful. Okay, now I already have installed the node on my machine. If you see, just go here and say node node-v, hit the enter. Can you see 16.13.2 is the node version, here 16.15.0, no problem, 16 is a LTS. Okay, or I can say use nvm use 16.15.0. see, I have changed the node version way quickly. Now if I say node-v 16, can you see here it was 16.13.2 and here 16.15.0. okay, so remember this about the NVM. What NVM does? Node version manager, multiple versions it manages, but here you don't get that option. Only one version would be getting downloaded, that is 16.15.0. Another thing you need to focus over here is a LTS. The word they have written over here is a LTS, is a long-term support. So when you say long-term support, and if you are developing, consider that you are developing this application for the production grade systems, it is absolutely important to use the LTS version. Meaning of LTS is a long-term support. Okay, so if you are developing application for the production grade system, do not use this thing, current branch, do not use this. This is under development, and here all the development has been completed over here, and node says that we are giving you proper support over here, so select this version. Okay, now let me create the node project. Now first Google it, creating a node project. How do you create the node project? Okay, I know how to do that thing, but as a fresher, as a beginner, right, I'm saying again, do not feel shy on searching on the Google, right? Everything, every content is available. Then people say that no, we need to do on our own and we don't need to see anything. So if that is the case, start from writing own operating system. So first write your own operating system, because you need to do everything on your own. You don't need to take any help. Then create your own programming language, then write your own code editor, and then write your own browser, then write your own TCP/IP reference model, and then make a connectivity with the internet. That's what doing on your own. But see, do not reinvent the wheel. If things are there, utilize it. See, nice content is available over here. So they have explained how to install the node and lot of other things they have explained. Now what I want to do, I want to create the node project. Either you can create, either it's like that only. You go here, and here I can say, well, let me tell you about this repository. This folder is nothing but this folder where I am going to push all the codes, right? Well, I have planned to write same or build same application in Java, in the Kotlin also, building same application in the JavaScript, Kotlin as well. And that's why I am maintaining one repository. So here you would be getting all the source codes that we are implementing. Just go here, and here I have already cloned this repository. Now if you don't know about the GitHub, a basic Git commands, how exactly work, how exactly basic Git command works, what is a Git CLI, right? What is a Git SCM, what is a Git at all? Well, Git is not the concern of this video. If you want me to cover Git related things, I can record a separate video. Please let me know in the comment box. I can do that as well. But for this, my core intention is on the logic. My core intention is on building the programming logic or utilizing your coding skills. So I'm not going to talk much about the tools like NVM. I'm not going to talk about the Git, but I would be purely focusing on the programming. So this is in front of you. Manager says that implement this thing, and how do you do that? That's the first question. Git, AWS, NVM, a coding editor are the utilities. For this video, that is not my intention, or that is not my focus. Pure coding is the focus in this way. Okay, now I said that we have installed the node, and here let me create one folder. We can say NodeJs banking app, NodeJs banking app. Here I can say new file, and here you can say app.js, and here I can say console.log. What is console? Say hello, console.log. Now I said that I'm going to create the Node.js project, but before creating the Node.js project, this app.js is also acceptable for the Node.js. Node.js says that, well, if any JavaScript is there, I can accept it. I'll show you. So cd Node.js banking app, and I can say node and name of the file app.js. See, I came to this folder, Node.js banking app folder, and hit the enter. Can you see hello? Which means that this Node.js is understanding the JavaScript. This Node.js is understanding what you have written in the JS file. Node.js says that, boss, I can understand what you have written in the app.js file. So either you can create the node. So this is the node project only. This folder is the node project. No problem. You can consider that. But there are some regulations. There are some rules when this folder would be getting called as the Node.js project. Okay. Well, presently also you can call this guy as a Node.js project, but there will be problem. That problem I will not discuss in this video. For example, dependencies. There is something called as what? Dependencies. So you consider that if your Node.js project, this banking application, wants to communicate with the TCP servers, then my question is that, are you going to write the TCP code on your own, or you will prefer one library that has been written by a group of developers, and all that things has been given to you? So what you will do, you will create the project, you will import that library, and you will use that library in the app.js. See what I am saying? The library which has already been created for the TCP, connecting with the TCP server, the library which has already built by some group of developers, and they have uploaded on one central place. From that central place you can download that and you can integrate in your project, right? Are you going to take this approach, or you are going to write complete TCP layer on your own? But see, your intention is to develop this application. Your intention is to create this thing. But if you are writing TCP related code on your own, you are not implementing the business logic, but you are focusing on the other aspect. That is nothing but what the TCP is. So it is all the time better to import the library TCP and use it in your project. So when you say NodeJS, project, it gives you facility to link with the another libraries. One way you can consider why this folder is not called as NodeJS project, because this is not the provision over here. You need to take the older approach. Straight away you need to write the JS files over here and you need to import them one by one. That thing you need to do. But you don't get a proper facility. Okay. So, and that's why this is not the NodeJS project. So how do you make this folder as a NodeJS project? Go inside this folder and say npm init and say what? npm init. Now first you will go to the Google. If you don't know anything, first you will go to the Google and then you will search for these things. Can you see? First create the directory, change the directory, npm init. Okay, npm init. So this file is a starter file for any of the node project. Now let's go here inside the folder npm init. Say I'm just following the same. You also need to follow the same. So just hit npm init and hit the enter. Now see, it will ask you few questions. I don't know who is crying. So package name you can say banking app. Hit the enter. Version is, if you want to keep 1.0.0 as a version, just hit the enter. Otherwise you can put like this. So this versioning is also having some meaning. When you say there is some meaning over here, you can say this type of versioning is called as semantic versioning. Okay, so this is a patch release, minor release and the major release. Well, if you want me to cover this, I can cover this in this separate video also. As I told you, my current focus would be on the coding. Okay, so I'm just making enter over here. Description, this is sample project. Hit the enter. Entry point would be app.js. Hit the enter. Test command, git repository, nothing. Keywords, hit the enter, hit the enter, hit the enter and see. Okay, now see, inside this folder one more file has been created. So whatever things you have given, that things are over here. Can you see? This is a simple project. Main is app.js. Here is the app.js. Version is 1. You can change it over here. Okay. So if you see carefully, we have used something called as npm init. If you use something called as npm init, after the npm install, we have said something called as npm init. So my question is that what is the npm now? Now see, whenever you install the node on your machine, one utility gets downloaded on your computer, we call it as the npm, node package manager, right? npm is called as node package manager. If you see npm.com, npmjs.com, right? So a lot of developers have came over here and they have uploaded their own packages onto this platform. It's a free. At the certain level, it's a free. For public packages, public package authors, 0. unlimited public packages. But if you want to use it for the individual creators, teams and organizations, you need to pay per month, $7 per month and whatever, like that. So if you see, the npm is a utility which helps you in connecting with this npmjs.com. So here you will find all the packages, say Android, anything related to the Android, can you see Android exact match, some package has been created by other developers. Here you can see the statistics, and here you can say 953, some this, whatever, some graph is there and other things. So as I told you, if you want to use some third-party libraries in your project, which has been developed by other developers, right, then you need the Node project. And if you see here, automatically one dependencies tab will appear. Can you see dependencies? And inside this we will go on adding, say, Android and some versions, and we would be go on adding, can you see 0.0.8. so we would be go on adding. So here you are saying that if you want to build this project, or this project is completely dependent on the Android library, means if you want to run it, right, all the things from this Android library would be getting imported, and that would be kept in one folder called as node modules. Let's not talk about that right now. And author, I can write my name. Here I can write my name over here. Okay, fine. Well, congratulations, you created the Node project, and inside that there is a app.js file. So you created what? The Node project, the package.json, another thing. Now you can start building your logic over here. So as a first thing, what I would like to do, a new file, and I can say menu.js. So simply what I need to do, console.log. What is a console.log? If you get a query, do not hesitate to go on the Google and search JavaScript console.log. What is a console.log now? Don't worry, just go. I will recommend this website, highly recommend this website, okay, to study the JavaScript. And one more thing, javascript.info. I will recommend these two sites if you want to read, right? I will highly recommend these two sites, and this also, JavaScript W3 also. That is also fantastic website. Good. So if you want to learn, go to the Google, search it, and then read it. There is nothing bad in Googling out whatever you don't know. If you know, well and good. Still, I will recommend Google it out, because some updates and other things definitely are there. So if you want to implement something, right, if you know or you don't know, give a shot and just try to Google it out first. Okay, so I have given these two websites, javascript.info, and here you can say W3C School, a well-known website is there. So here if you see, the console.log method outputs a message to the web console. See, it not only web console but to this console also, and see, that's why node app.js. Can you see hello.js? Now I actually cover in depth a JavaScript in a browser, JavaScript out of the browser, JavaScript inside browser, and JavaScript outside the browser. Okay, so these things, how that JavaScript is differing. So if you see the document, they say console.log method outputs a message to a web console. See, they're talking in the terms of web, but same is happening by means of the node also. Can you see hello you are getting over here as well? So there is no difference actually. Now this is a separate, we can record a separate video on this. How JavaScript inside browser is different than JavaScript outside the browser. See, here you are not executing this app.js in the browser. Remember that you are not executing this JavaScript inside a browser, but you are executing this JavaScript outside the browser on the console. NodeJs said that JavaScript can be executed in and outside the browser. NodeJs says that JavaScript can be used on the server side for developing the mobile applications and developing native applications also, hardware driven applications also. Who does that thing? JavaScript. Means, what is a NodeJs? In short, I'll tell you. Extracted JavaScript from the browser and given to use separately. So this is the runtime. Write your JavaScript, I will execute without the browser. Remember that. In short, that's nothing but what the Node.js is. Okay, let's not talk about that right now. So my first question is that what I want to show over here, and here I can say welcome. Here I can say welcome to banking app. Welcome to the banking app. Okay, then here I can say okay, one more emoji here, and then I can say console.log enter 1 for creating new account, enter 2 for, we can use the escape sequence /n, console will print on the console, deposit money, enter 3 for withdraw money, enter 4 for creating deposit withdraw check balance, and 5 for transfer money, and 6 for exit, and 6 for what? Exit. Okay, now if you run the menu.js, can you see welcome to the banking app, create new account, create, select your choice, we can say something like this, /n, select your choice, select or enter your choice. Now if you go here again and see welcome to the banking app, enter your choice, create new account, deposit money, withdraw, check balance, transfer money, and the exit. Okay, and what? Exit. But here there is no option for entering the choice. So I will, at the end we will see enter your choice. Here I can use one emoji, enter your choice. So user will first see this menu, and from the menu user will enter the choice. Okay, now just run it again, and if you see, enter your choice, the moment user is going to say 1, this option would be getting executed. User will say 2, this option would be getting executed. 3, this, and like that. But my question is that how to take input from the user? What do you think? How do you take input from the user? Because here we are developing the command line application, right? And you need to take input from the user. And how do you do that? That can be done using variety of the ways. Just go to the Google and search NodeJs input from user. How to take input from user? See, now if you see, can you see, prompt sync is one of the package. I'm just started using Node.js and I don't know how to get a user input. I am looking for a JavaScript counterpart of the Python. In the Python you have input method, or C getS, something like that. So there are 3 options you could use. See, why you should, if you are knowing how to take the input from the user and you are googling it out, you are getting options. See, 3 options. Can you see now? You need to use some third-party packages. Npm install prompt sync is one of the package. Then npm install prompt is there, and there is something called as a readline. It's a built-in node module. You don't need to use some third-party module. So this is the third-party option. This is the third-party option. Option 3, it is a built-in module in a Node.js. You only need to run the code, right? Code below. So here you create the interface. See, a readline module is available. If you go to the documentation, Node.js doc, if you go to the Node.js documentation, and inside the documentation 16.15 point here, and here you will find somewhere readline package. Yeah, can you see readline? And this readline allows you to read the data from user. The readline module provides interface for reading the data from the readable streams, like standard input stream and standard output stream. We know in operating system, we know what are the input devices, what are the output devices. If you want to get connected to that bus, every programming language has given you some facility, right? In a C++, we have seen cout and cin. In the Java, system.out, system.in. In the same fashion, in the Node.js, there is something called as one package, one built-in package, a readline. And here you are creating that interface, system.in and system.out, getting connected to the standard input stream, getting connected to the standard output stream, right? And then there is something called as rl.question. What do you think about the Node.js? Your answer, something like that. So whenever you read this thing, whenever you read this kind of the blogs or this kind of the utilities, that will help you in understanding, what you can say, understanding other things, improvisations, opinions of different developers. So here you got the 3 options for reading: prompt sync, prompt, and the readline. I highly recommend using the native things in the beginning, and then you can go ahead with next part. Okay, let us see now what happens. Let's go to our code. We have this option. Now you need to import the module. Const readline is equals to require, right, and into the require you can give a name of the module, read line. So this is how you import the modules. So this is a built-in module. Now what do you mean by built-in module? Whenever you install the Node.js on your machine, whenever you have installed the Node.js on your machine, some libraries came by default. And that libraries, can you see to the left hand side, HTTP, globals, file system, events, errors, net, OS, path, policies, process, a lot of things. So these things comes along with the installation of the Node.js, right? This thing comes what? Along with the Node.js installation. And if you want to get the third party, you can get the third party also. Okay, so let's use this API and see what happens. Read line. Now what is the next part? How do you do? First you need to create the interface. Say create interface, readline.create interface. See here. Here immediately we can create the interface. Creating interface means what? Getting connected to the standard input stream and getting connected to the standard output stream. So what is the process now? You will ask me a question. So if you want to check that thing, just do console.log process. So there are some variables which a node file is having access to, right? Now if you go here and you can say node menu.js, can you see you get one object over here, in detail object. The process variable will point to current process, right? Process variable will point to what? Current variable. So if you want to know Node.js, what is process? What is a process? Now if you see here, a process dot abort and other things is a variable. See, the process object provides information about control over the current Node.js process. So when you run this application, remember that when you run this application, it runs in a process, and if you want to get that access to that particular process, you have this guy. And if you see the output, you will find that only. So 16.5.0, so all the things related to process, right? Just scroll below. So if you want to access some details about the process where Node.js is running, you can use the variable called as process, right? You can use the variable called as process. Can you see PID, PPID, execution path, debug port, ARGV. See here to the process, which proves that this points to the process, which proves that this is the process. Okay, now that is about what this process. So here we have seen RL means this is the interface, readline.create interface, input connect to the standard input stream, output connect to the standard output stream, and now here I want to get the input from user. How do you get the input from user? See this one, rl.question. Can you see rl.question? See now here rl.question, and here we can say /n enter your choice, rl.question. So this much I can use here, and instead of that console.log I will write it over here, enter your choice. And after that we can say ch, this is the lambda, this is what? Lambda. They have used the function, we can use the lambda, no problem. And here you can just say console.log you entered or we can use string interpolation. See, backticks, and inside that I can say ch, and inside that I can say what? Ch. Now go here, just clear it. Can you see here? Yeah. Now see again, node menu.js. Can you see enter your choice? I can say 12. You enter 12 like this. Now see, you go on entering, but nothing is happening. Your application is not getting terminated. I am typing Control Z. On the Mac, I am typing Control Z. So application is getting terminated. Okay. Now see, this will help you in reading the characters. But if you see, there is something called as rl.close. Here you need to have what? rl.close. Okay. So you enter the thing and then you are closing the output. Now see, another thing, if you see here, this is called as NodeJS events, right? I will first let me write the code. Here I can say close. Well, no problem. If you have a lambda or if you have something like this, no, absolutely no problem. Now see here. So when you say close, you are exiting the current process. When you say close, you are exiting the current process, right? See now what happens. So the moment you call this close, this event would be getting fired. Can you see rl.on close? Means whenever this read line stream would be getting closed, the close event it will fire. The minute close event it will fire, right? The minute close event it will fire, it will print bye and it will close the running process. The problem we were getting, Control Z. I said I am typing Control Z and manually I am suspending the process, right? This thing would be done by means of the code. Control Z, you can say. This is similar to the Control Z for killing the process. So go here and just run the application again, and you can say 23, and can you see bye properly application has been closed. So if I don't do this thing, just comment this out and just comment this out, you will observe that application is getting suspended. See, I am entering 34, you entered 34. Can you see here? Application is suspended. Can you see? I need to see, still it is getting input. Application has not been ended and I need to end it by means of Control Z manually. So process is running, right? And I'm closing that process by means of Control Z. So here if you see, enter your choice, ch, console dot, this is working. But after completing your choice, right, you need to close this thing. You need to what? Close this thing so that the process would be getting closed properly. So that process would be getting closed properly. Okay. Now see what happens. Again, I'm just clearing it out. Node menu, and here I can say 23. Can you see after 23 automatically the prompt has been here, which means that process, the Control Z thing we are doing by means of code. The Control Z thing we are doing by means of code. See, we didn't do anything fancy. First, you have given this challenge. You have given with this challenge, that is nothing but that build this application. Then you got to know this is in the Node.js, so understand what is a Node.js. After that, we have seen what is the NPM. Then we have seen what's the Node project. Then we have created one file called as menu.js. Menu will keep showing us a menu, right? Then we have studied how exactly getting an input from user happens, right? And we have solved the problem of we have completed the setup of what you can say implementing the menu. Now if you run this application again, node menu.js, can you see, enter the choice, it is asking us for the choice and I'm saying 45 and bye bye, 45 is saying bye bye and something like that is happening over here, right? But this is okay, this is working. I hope you have enjoyed this much part. So creating new account, deposit money, withdraw money, check balance, transfer money, exit. Okay, and you have entered the 45. So it should tell me invalid choice. It should tell me what invalid choice technically. But before that there is a problem. I am running the application and the moment I am entering say 2, my application is getting stopped. So thing is that over here, until I type the 6, application shouldn't be closed. It should keep showing you the menu. It should keep showing you the menu repeatedly. If I see what's happening presently, node menu.js, I am entering say withdraw money like this and it's bye bye. But until I select the 6, application should keep giving me the menu. Application should keep giving me the menu. And how do you do that thing? That is the question now. How do you do that thing? That is the question. So some people will say, why don't you write the while loop? Some people will say, why don't you write the while loop? So let's try while. Well, first you need to remember this choice. So what I do, I can say let choice is equals to, let choice is equals to 0 right now. Okay, but here now you will see that choice is equals to ch. You will ask me to do this thing, this choice. So this choice variable is equals to this ch. Okay, now you can write a loop like this, while ch, while true, you can say odd loop, while true, okay, while true, we can say if choice is greater than or equal to 6, then what? This process.exit, we need to exit the process.exit, and then we can say else do this thing, right click, format the document. See now, if choice is greater than or equal to 6, process.exit, else keep showing the question. Else what? Keep showing the question. Now see, because of this while true, this says that unreachable code. It says that this thing is not getting reached. So here you can say return now because of this process.exit, while true, unreachable code detected. Now if you go to the exit, if it is necessary to terminate the Node.js process due to an error condition, throwing the uncaught error, you can call process.exit In the worker threads, this function stops the current thread rather than whatever. Now here you will find that because of this while true, this code is not reachable. Okay, this code is not reachable. This is not getting executed. Now what I do, let's go here and here rl.close and this thing, let while true, if choice is greater than 6, process.exit, and if you try to return or something like this, can you see here it says that, well, you are not in a function actually. Or if you try to say the break over here, you will say unreachable code detected. This will not execute because of this thing. Now let's try to run the project and see what happens. Can you see indefinitely it is asking you. Indefinitely it is asking you. Why? Because this is running a lot of time. So this is giving you some problem. Presently choice is 0 and you are saying if it is greater than 6, correct? Presently choice is 0, 0 is greater than 6, that is false. So if you go here and here, still it will not work in my opinion. I am just removing this code and see, I am just working like you. See now, rl.question, enter your choice. If choice is greater than 6, process.exit. Now let's try to run the project. Sorry. cd bank application NodeJs app, and here I can say node menu.js. See, still it is iterating a lot of times. Okay, still it is in a loop. So my question is that how do you resolve this question? How do you solve this problem? So if choice is greater than 6, still it is not 6, right? But this thing is not getting worked, or this thing, or whatever code you have written over here is not getting executed. And why? There is a reason. There is a technical reason. So if you see, let choice is equals to 0, and here you see choice 0 is greater than 6. Now technically, what you can say, what if you write this code inside this, right? Can you think like this? If choice is greater than this, then do this thing. What if you write this code inside this, like this? So let us see what happens. Again, cd desktop, cd bank application, and here you can say NodeJs and menu.js. See, still it is running in the loop. Still it is not the same that we are needing. We are expecting something else, right? So this is what you can say, this is putting you the questions, and this is what you can say, in the asynchronous way, right? This is in what? Asynchronous way. Now what I need to do, I need to have it in the synchronous way. Just hold on. Now you need to search and that's why they created the prompt sync. So well, there is a power failure. Just a minute. You need to make that thing synchronous. Node.js. Okay. Now see, the reason behind is that this is a asynchronous. I'll remove the code, and instead of question, I'll comment this guy. Sorry, rl dot line. If you can see, line is also there, and when you say line, yeah, it is returning the string. Remember that this is returning what? A string. Now if you can write this loop, see, for, so this is solution available on the internet. Await const, you can say line of rl, and here console.log. Presently I don't have power over here, that's why I'm using the mobile, and now run the project. So we can say const start is equals to async and await is a function in the JavaScript. It's another way to represent the promises, and just call the start and just call what? Start. Now just try to run the project. Or in short, this is also one way. Well, I was avoid to use this. We can say a promise or choice is equals to rl dot question await new promise, and here I can say ch arrow this thing, and you can write it this over here. Just format the document. I will explain it just a minute. Resolve. Well, promise comes with the resolve and reject. So here instead of ch you can say just resolve, and then say console.log choice. Console control.log what? Choice. Menu.js, what's the concern? Read line stdin. Cannot resolve file name. Okay. Okay. Now Node.js menu.js. Now function we can say or get choice const async const get, or say IP is equals to this. IP is nothing but what? Input. And I can call this inside this and console.log choice here, and then say, can you see 3? Okay, so we have made it synchronous. Now here, now let's uncomment this. Still this is not working. Now you need to take this enter your choice. Now 23. Now this thing needs to be here. Now let me copy this. Okay, so instead of passing, I got the concern. So here we need to pass one more lambda, and then we need to say resolve this ch from here and rl dot close. And what rl dot close? Yeah, bye bye. Now it is working. If you see, fg is the choice, or here we can say you entered plus choice. Now let me just Google out JavaScript promises. Resolve this thing. Okay, so here if you see resolve ch is nothing but your choice. This is how your function works. Just a minute. This name, okay, this name is nothing but your output, and you can write this outside as well. Await new promise, resolve and reject ch, and this guy is not coming. IP you have called, okay, just return this choice. Okay, so const console.log you entered plus this IP. That is what expected. Okay, it is closing the process. Resolve this, then it will call this. Yeah, can you see you entered, it's coming in the beginning only. Well, that's not the case. So this IP should return the result when promise is getting resolved. So here only you should get the choice. Inside this only console.log you entered choice. You entered what? This choice. Well, this won't work actually. 45, right? And you are not getting you entered 45, this thing. What's happening? It's resolving, but after resolving, it is closing it. So you can close this over here. Now see, can you see you entered 34 and the bye-bye. So now you made it async. Now you can write this IP in the while loop. This IP in the while loop. Let's try it now. While true or now see, const IP is equals to async this thing, save it, and if you see now node menu.js 45, so we saved it. Okay, process.exit, you entered this choice. Now what's the concern? We didn't call IP, I'm sorry. Yeah, 34 and this thing. So IP I didn't call. So here IP, I have written the async function, async and await of the JavaScript, but still problem has not been resolved. What is our main concern? It should show us this command prompt again and again. If I enter 1 and hit the enter, you entered 1, and again it should show me same menu. Welcome to the banking app, enter your choice. So it should ask me, it should keep on asking me this question, right? Until I press, you can say 3. Until I press what? 3. So what's the case? Now see, if I call choice, you entered what? Nothing but what? Choice. And now see, now you are using what you can say, a built-in thing, and built-in thing is giving you this much problem. You are not focusing on the business logic, but you are doing a boilerplate code. You are trying to do the boilerplate code, and that's why people refer the third-party library. If you see here, can you see prompt sync? That's what we are trying to do. We are trying to write this libraries code on our own. We are trying to do what? Our libraries code. If you see NodeJs readline sync, can you see how to get a synchronous read line or simulate using the async in Node.js? So I was referring to this. If you see for await const line and this, remember to wrap this function in the async. Now can you see readline sync is a third party library. So whatever we are trying to do in our project, this already have been done by this readline sync. Okay, now see, you can just wrap the promise, new promise, and log the answer, readline, create the interface, and here if you see generators and the yield they have used. Okay, and see function ask new promise, input is resolve this input, and then you have return the start, await ask this, await ask this, something like that. Means they are calling it and it is happening in this way. So function ask, so we have written this IP and return new promise. From here just return this promise. Dot close. So here let's remove this. We can say const ch1 is equals to await ch1 is equals to this const ch2 so let's not call the close, even this also. Okay, and just try to say process dot exit over here. Okay, and log choice 1 plus ch1, choice 2 plus ch2. Await Okay, just wrap this also. Reading start. Right click, format the document, and here you can say start. After this, our real problem is there. 12. Can you say again? It is asking you choice. Choice 2 is 12. So we have solved this problem over here. Means synchronously. Synchronously means what? Until a read of this is getting completed, you will not move ahead to this. Okay. Now here you can write a for loop or say while true, and here we can say input see now choice is this, and here if you can say if choice is greater than or equal to 6, you can process dot exit like this. See now, just clear it, enter the choice 1, enter the choice 2, and 45. Can you see it is breaking the loop? So here const choice await IP, if choice is greater than 6, process dot exit. So here before exiting you can give some message console dot log. Here we can say bye bye, ending, just say bye bye, that's it. And here you can say if choice is 1, if choice is exactly equals to 1, then console dot log, you can create the account here, create account here, okay. Else if choice is exactly equals to 2, if choice is exactly equals to 2, console dot log please deposit money. Else if choice is exactly equals to 3, we can say console dot log please withdraw money. Deposit 3 means what? Withdraw. Else if choice is exactly equals to 4, something like this. So here we will write actual business logic in the next video. Check balance, else if choice is exactly equals to 5, choice is exactly equals to 5, transfer money. Transfer money. So see, I told you we will not use the third party library, right? We will not use third party library deliberately. whatever code we have written for this async and await, that can be given to you by one third party library, but deliberately we didn't use, we struggled to create what we want to do. Now what is a promise and what is async and await, right? We will see in the next video. Let us see this is working or not first. Can you see? Create the new account, enter your choice, say 1, create account, it is working. 2, deposit money. 3, withdraw money. See, your terminal is not getting closed. 3 is what? Withdraw money. 4, you can say check balance. 5, please transfer money. And 6 is exit. Bye bye. Which means that whatever we wanted to achieve, until I provide the 6, my application won't be getting exited. After a lot of things, after a lot of struggle, we have implemented finally. Remember that this is what the development is, right? Well, I know what is a async and promise. If you want to know what is a async and promise and what exactly we have done, so this piece is very clear. There is nothing. A while true loop is there, right? And here you are ending the process. So that's why this while true loop is getting ended over here. It's a pretty clear. If choice is greater than 6, please end the loop. But what is this async and what is this async? Okay, what is this async and what is this await? Well, this shouldn't be a async function. That is okay. That's a normal input function. That is okay. And say 23 and do it again. 44 like this, 1 like this. So it's working, no problem. So this function shouldn't be async. That's what change I have made. But what is the promise? What is the async? Now see, there is a built-in module called as readline that we have created, that we have used over here, and we have used something called as promise and the async. If you want to know what exactly these things are, right, stay with me in the next video. I am going to explain whatever I have done exactly over here by getting a help of Google Stack Overflow. I would be explaining these things in the next video. I hope you have liked this first part of the banking application. We build a little CLI. Now in the next video we will understand what exactly these things are, and then we will implement the code. Okay, thank you, thanks for watching. I'm ending the video.